See terms at
Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. This is Robert Pilot of Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake. I'm here to ask you for your support. Finding honest Native-centered news is not easy. But with your support, we're able to provide accurate information about Standing Rock, Line 3, treaty violations, and COVID-19 in our Native communities. Please visit Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon and donate if you can. That's Native Roots Radio Network on Patreon. Pinigigi, and thank you for your support.
J&S Bean Factory is a Native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas is your pathway to a bachelor's degree. Located in downtown Minneapolis, Doherty Family College offers an affordable education that includes free textbooks, a laptop, meals, career coaches, and a Metro Transit pass. As a full-time Doherty Family College student, you'll benefit from mentorship from St. Thomas faculty, along with paid internships and support from Minnesota's largest private college. Ready to turn your dreams into reality? Apply now at dfc.stthomas.edu. Doherty Family College, your journey to success starts here.
Now showing at MIA, artist Mary Sully was a visionary ahead of her time. Born on the Standing Rock Reservation, she worked in near obscurity between the 1920s and 1940s, creating intricate, vividly colored drawings that blend Dakota heritage with modern life. Now on display at the Minneapolis Institute of Art, experience the first solo exhibition featuring Mary Sully's work and see how her art challenges traditional ideas of Native and modern art. Only at MIA and always free to visit. Learn more at artsmia.org. The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis AIR. AIR stands for American Indian Relations. Guest host Christine McDonald talks to people about important things affecting the city's Native communities. Minneapolis AIR dives into topics like public safety, public health, elections, and so much more. Tune in to Minneapolis AIR on Native Roots Radio from 5 to 6 p.m. on the second Wednesday of every month, right here on AM 950.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for cloudy skies tonight with a low around 39, Friday partly sunny with a high near 57, and Saturday partly sunny with a high around 68. Savor the excellence at Maverick's Real Roast Beef in Roseville. Elevate your taste buds with their range of sandwiches from the savory Philly steak to tempting turkey bacon avocado. Explore crispy chicken, fish, brisket, and pulled pork options. Check out mavericksbeef.com or visit them off Lexington and Roseville.
Portions of Native Roots Radio may be pre-recorded.
It's a good day to be indigenous. Get up, stand up.
They are going to become more brutal.
Because all the hippies were trying to be Indians anyway.
They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power.
Hey, Victor.
We must live in balance with the earth.
And also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
I am awake. Welcome to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Wakanja Hade. Hey, Cudahy to all my friends and relatives in four directions. You are listening to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and I'm your host, Robert Pilot. Hey, we discuss local, national, Native news and events, and as you know, Chujunk, Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Yes, you are right, Dick. And this portion of the show is supported by J.S. Bean Factory off Randolph Avenue in St. Paul. Only the good stuff keeps us awake.
You needed a little oil there, it sounded.
Yeah, some coffee I need.
There's some black oil, some Texas tea. Hey, there's some things going on here. First of all, though, we have a jam-packed show here, Haley.
Oh, we do. We're going to have our friend Robert Lilligren on, of course, from NACDI, and then we're going to talk to Rhiana, Yazzie, and Amber Bull with New Native Theater. They're doing a new production, and that's going to kick off here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, before we get with Robert, let's just talk a little bit what's going on here. There's a few things happening in the community.
Yeah, this is one of my things to attend every month. This is the full moon ceremony, and a couple really great nonprofits in our community host these on both sides of the river. So we have one in St. Paul. It's kind of more Afton area, but American Indian Family Center puts one on. That is tonight, and it's going to start at 6 p.m. The time's moved back with the daylight savings and everything. So the family centers will be hosted at Baldwin Conservancy Savannah Center, which is 795 Indian Trail South in Afton, Minnesota. And full moon ceremonies, these are for our female or female identifying relatives. And it's a time to come together in ceremony. We kind of honor grandmother moon in this time because us as women with our menstruation, we kind of phase with the moon. So it's really important we honor that connection with her. So yeah, if you want to come, that is AIFCMN on Instagram. They have more information about that. To bring a long skirt, a ribbon skirt, copper cup if you have it. Most of these are always potlucks, so bring something if you can. I know Native American Community Clinic is hosting theirs on Friday.
Cool.
So tomorrow.
It's amazing, just to change subjects, but not really, is the moon is out during the day now, and can get some really good pictures with my iPhone where it's at night. It's just a little blob of whiteness on there, but I've been able to take some good pictures of the man in the moon. Ooh.
Yes, grandmother moon, Gaga moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, it's out all the time now, so we can kind of honor her whenever we want. But NACS will be held at the Little Earth Gym tomorrow, and that starts at 7:45, Native American Community Clinic.
Well, hey, there's a lot rolling. Why don't we get Robert Lilligren on a little early here and grill him on what's happening? Hey, Rob, CEO of Native American Community Development Institute and a White Earth Ojibwe citizen. It's always great to have you on. Good to see you.
Yeah, bonjour, Robert. Bonjour, Haley. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk. I always enjoy, and I tell Haley I really always enjoy our talks, and for years now, and talk a little national, a little local politics, and also what's happening on the avenue. And I don't know. This, Martha Stewart was put in jail for what happened yesterday.
What? I'm sorry.
Well, for inside trading, she was put in jail.
Oh, yeah.
Trump, yeah.
Okay, sure.
I thought you spoke
Context.
Robert. I thought you understood my half sentences. And
I usually do. That was just, I thought you
and then you explain it to the audience. And then you explain it to the audience, which is great.
Right. I always thought that whole insider trader charge for Martha Stewart was a little thin. She was a prominent, wealthy Democrat, and she got kind of targeted by a Republican administration, right? And so, like you said, worse things happen, right? Like with our current president.
Well, yesterday, people were buying low and selling high, and the stock market was almost a record day. And now today we're back to reality. I think we're down 1,100 points again.
Yep, it's hard to watch, and it's people of our generation, our certain age, we're watching our life savings kind of go up and down like a yo-yo, and lots of uncertainty. My husband's retiring this month, and so he's a little freaked.
Yeah.
So it's nothing like I thought I'd ever see in my life, and that it's being caused by a reckless president.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, there has been crazy presidents prior to this, but not in our lifetime. Like you said, I think the closest was Nixon. And then, of course, Bush, too, was not one of the smartest presidents we've ever had in our lifetime. But, at least they understood how the government worked and respected it.
Right. And the institutions and with this administration, it's just tear it all down, and they don't have a plan, and I think we're change people, right? We like to see things change, improve, but none of us really know where this is going. And with this president, none of us have the assurance we need that there really is a plan there. I mean, I'm not seeing it, and just to hear from this administration, everything will turn out, and I don't quite get it. And I don't find it reassuring.
There was kind of a call to action. I was at the 50-51 event at the Capitol last weekend. And one of the speakers mentioned that we should be blasting and emailing and calling these representatives in Minnesota, especially the northern one, Republicans that aren't doing anything, because they could flip things if they were really for the people and for the people of Minnesota specifically.
I think that's smart. And the president, this administration, is going well beyond the presidential authorities and really encroaching on congressional authorities. And I think it's shocking that there aren't Republicans at least pointing that out, right? This is our authority. A lot of this trade stuff, right? And tariffs, that's really congressional authority. So yeah, there's just no stopping them.
But I always like our discussions always lead back to us local, and when we need to push our local people. And I know we have elections coming up soon. I mean, we're always in election season, it seems like, but we really are again. The mayor of Minneapolis, Tina Smith's seat, that we know who we're all voting for, but
Oh, yeah.
it's that time of year, and we really have to support our local people too.
Agree. So here in Minneapolis, we have municipal elections. It's your mayor, city council, park board are all up for election this year. I know St. Paul, there's some offices, I think, that are up. But here in Minneapolis, we're in, I think, year 5 of having elections every year for 7 years, right? Just through kind of
Wow.
redistricting and shortened terms and stuff. So yeah, so we're always on it. And of course, at our organization, Native American Community Development Institute, NACDI, we have our Make Voting a Tradition project that engages not just Native voters, but we really focus on Native voters, but voters, Native and Native adjacent, our neighbors, and engage them in the political process and in holding elected officials accountable. And so we're always kind of having that going on. But it's interesting this year with the municipal election. Usually a lot of resources kind of go on pause. Our national partners and stuff aren't as interested in funding them, but this year they're interested, I think, because we're setting ourselves up for the midterms in 2026. So we still have a lot of national interest in our work.
Perfect. Well, we're here with Robert Lilligren, and we love talking politics and what's going on in the Ave. And we're going to be right back after this short break, Haley.
Stay with us.
Oh,
Did you know that from birth to age 3, simple activities like talking, playing, reading, and singing can profoundly impact your child's development? Little Moments Count is dedicated to providing parents with the resources they need to make the most of these moments. Visit the website littlemomentscount.org to connect to a collection of resources designed to support you in giving your child the best start in life. That's littlemomentscount.org.
Signing up for $1 bus and train rides with the Transit Assistance Program, or TAP, is quick and easy. Do it straight from your computer or phone by uploading one of the pre-approved documents listed at metrotransit.org/TAP, along with a copy of your ID. We'll mail you a to-go card with a full year of discounted rides. For questions or translation help, call 612-373-3333. 612-373-3333.
Did you know that from birth to age 3, simple activities like talking, playing, reading, and singing can profoundly impact your child's development? Little Moments Count is dedicated to providing parents with the resources they need to make the most of these moments. Visit the website littlemomentscount.org to connect to a collection of resources designed to support you in giving your child the best start in life. That's littlemomentscount.org.
J&S Bean Factory is a Native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on site from the best coffee growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Ani, and I'm Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, and you are listening to Native Roots Radio.
Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Development Institute, or NACDI, in Minneapolis.
Hey, we're here with our friend Robert Lilligren, President and CEO of Native American Community Development Institute here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, and it's great to see you, as always, talking a little politics. Want to just finish up your thought on the local stuff, really important things happening, and I know you're a mentor, and we've had over the years some people you've mentored that have run for office, and how do you see that playing out this cycle?
Yeah, we shall see, right? And just to that, I just met with a young woman today. I didn't meet, this was an accidental introduction. She was in the NACDI offices meeting with Jolene Jones, our manager of our Make Voting a Tradition, and they're both in a master's program at Metro State University, and she was just like this total policy wonk. She was really into the kind of details of transportation policy and funding, and I have a lot of experience in that area, so we just clicked. She lives in St. Louis Park, which is a first-ring suburb just west of Minneapolis, and she's on their planning commission. I mean, she's so engaged, so much more than I was at her age. And I said, well, you're planning to run for office, right? And she said, well, I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure, maybe in the future. And I said, well, come and talk to me. I mean, this woman had the goods, and I love working with emerging candidates like that. And then yeah. And so my city council member is up for re-election. Every city council member is, but I have this young, very talented, newly elected city council member named Katie Cashman, friend of your show here. Yeah. And she just had this is because of the redistricting and the shortened terms and things. She just had a 2-year term for her first term rather than a 4-year, but she has a really impressive list of accomplishments. So she's running again. So I'm looking forward to supporting her. I'm in supporting a new mayoral candidate too, who I know that you have met. I don't know if he's been on your show yet, but Don Davis.
No, sure. Not yet, but
okay.
I'd like to facilitate both of those. Maybe do an hour long with you and them on one Thursday. We can maybe figure that out.
I would love it.
I see Katie, your representative there. I see her in community all the time.
All the time.
She'd love to come on, and be great to have you help me facilitate that.
I'd be happy to. Let's do that. And then Councilmember Katie Cashman, she is in community, and I really like that. And she doesn't represent a huge chunk of the Native community here, but she's in our spaces, she's in our community, and I appreciate that as well. And, to me, she seems like a teenager. She's not. She's a well-educated and experienced woman, but at my age, she just seems so young. But she has really approached politics in an interesting way, and I think we talked about this too when she first got elected. Now, about 1.5 years ago, she really flipped the electoral map of her ward. That's what we call districts here. Her ward. She really flipped it, and she focused on where the denser population was and the younger people. And that's where she focused her campaign efforts. And traditional wisdom here is that this donut hole of her ward is where the wealthy, politically connected people live. And she kind of showed that the power is really with the people, not the money. And to her credit, she's been governing that way too. And, she has the highest rate of resolved constituent concerns of any ward office of all 13 here in Minneapolis. And so she's very methodical about it. She has systems of tracking and prioritizing her calls. So, yeah. I'm just so impressed with it. This last Tuesday was our party caucus night here. So
Right.
I went to caucuses. Those are the local precinct level gatherings where you choose delegates to the conventions and things. So that was fun too.
I know AM 950, our sister station here, is running a lot of ads for the caucus in the last couple of weeks.
Cool.
And let's switch gears here. We
Yeah.
don't have you as long as we usually do, and I wanted to touch base on last week's show and talk a little bit what's happening here on Wednesday, April 16th for our community and for all the community when it comes to the voucher waitlist application. It was a great show, and we Haley edited that out and sent it out to all our listeners on Facebook, and it's something that really needs to be celebrated and also acted upon.
I agree. So thanks. And thanks for having Terry on the show. That was Terry Smith. She's the director of the Metropolitan Housing and Redevelopment Authority, which is under the Metropolitan Council or regional government. And I'm a Metropolitan Council member here, appointed by the governor. And so we also manage our public housing, the Metro Public Housing, which is a massive territory within the Metro. And the big deal thing is that the waiting list, which hasn't been open since June 2022, is opening up at in April. Oh, you can fill out your application 9 a.m. April 9th to noon April 16th. And then on May 1st, there'll be a random drawing. And so people can just Google Met Council waitlist, or you can go to waitlistcheck.com/metro as well and get the information. But the cool thing, and I think this is what you're really alluding to, Robert, is for the first time ever, the Metropolitan Council, the Metro Public Housing Authority, is creating priority spaces for Native families. And if you have a Native head of household in your family, 10% of the spaces will be reserved for Native families. And Native families can get on the list in other ways as well, but there are these spots being held. And this is a big deal for the community, but also for the Metropolitan Council. And I didn't even know this was legal, so I was pleasantly surprised that we could do this. And it makes me wonder why we didn't do it before, right? But we have
this great we're the offshoot of the Met Council with Native Americans speaking up and the council listening, which I have to give you a big shout out. And I just have to back up just 1 second. I misspoke. It's open now until the 16th. I said it opened the 16th, but it's open
You're right.
April 9th to the 16th. Apply for the voucher assistance.
That's it exactly. So it's the 9th to the 16th, and then drawings on May 1st. And Robert was referring to our American Indian Advisory Council of the Metropolitan Council that he participates in. And I got to tell you, this has been so rewarding. This will kind of be a legacy piece on the Met Council, but to have, it wasn't just that the group came together and it was all these wonderful high-powered cultural carrier people like you and, predominantly Dakota. This is Dakota land. But these recommendations are being immediately implemented, like this set aside for public housing vouchers for Native people. That was a recommendation of that group. We're on the verge of our year 2050 comprehensive planning. It's called Imagine 2050. And recommendations from the American Indian Advisory Council are being incorporated into that work. What I really see is their own water policy. Met Council is responsible for not just open waterways and parks, but also we run the wastewater treatment system for the region. And just, water is being referred to as a relative and as a living thing. And it's having a profound impact on our policy making.
Well, I've always been a fan of Dr. Kate Bean, and she's on that too. And what a person to be just around in a couple hours every month just to see her action and reaction and how to do things. And it's interesting too, we talk about water, and when it comes to Native Americans, how important I want to say the beach, but the land around water and how it's been ceremonial for thousands and thousands of years. And now we have like John Alexander, I believe, that's helping out. And we talk about that in our committee.
Right. Well, that's a really interesting point, because I've had a couple conversations just lately about land around the water, or the central business district in Minneapolis, which is right on the Mississippi. And we have very sacred ground all up and down there, and how do we restore access to the water? And it reminds me, just kind of noting progress, maybe 15 years ago, the Minneapolis parks were doing some design work for B'nai which is sort of the jewel in the crown of the lakes within the city of Minneapolis, very wealthy neighborhood. The name was changed just a few years ago from an offensive slaveholder name to B'nai a Dakota name. And the design process was so clumsy and uncomfortable. And the park designers, staff, and consultants came to a community meeting and were sort of presenting to us. And people were not really satisfied, and especially the young people. They were talking, the parks were saying, oh, and we could create some space so you could get access to the water. And I remember one of the younger community members stood up and said, well, why should we need your permission to have access to this water? This is our land. This is where we've been doing ceremonies for centuries.
Yeah.
Why do we need you to create that for us? I just thought that was an interesting perspective. And now our organization works with the parks to engage with community, do sort of native-centered design work for the parks that we use the most.
Wow,
progress.
Robert, thank you so much. Great to have you on as always. Can't wait until next week, and let's put together that little forum with those candidates.
Let's do it.
Hey,
all right. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks. Native Roots Radio will be right back after this important message, or messages. Oh,
Warmer weather means construction season is back, and that means changes on the roads. Starting soon, expect lane reductions, ramp closures, and significant delays on Interstate 94 between 35W and Huron Boulevard in Minneapolis. These changes could add time to your commute, so plan ahead or find your best alternate route. Stay informed and check for real-time traffic updates at 511mn.org. Again, that's 511mn.org.
Hi, I'm Scott Shambot from Shambot Family Dentistry. We're the fear-free, shame-free dental office. If you're having a dental emergency, we'll try and get you in the same day you call, because we don't like to see anyone in pain. And we'll help you get through every appointment in the most pain-free way possible. As my daughter Rachel says,
if you don't see my dad, please see another dentist. Take care of your teeth, because they're the only ones you get.
Shambot Family Dentistry in Hopkins and St. Paul. Find them online at shamblotfamilydentistry.com or call 1-800-FIX-MY-TEETH.
This is Andy Otto, your host of Twin Cities Pride Amplified, inviting you to join us this Saturday at 3 p.m. as we talk about LGBTQ+ youth and mental health care, a very important topic here in our community. Ryan Fouts from Reclaim will join us as we talk about the challenges youth are facing today. Most importantly, how to seek care, and some of the other programs Reclaim has to offer. That's this Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
ATNF AM 950 St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
End-of-life decisions are not easy to make. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Hospice Care. It's important to make sure that this difficult time is meaningful and comforting to you and your loved ones. Our hospice team provides an individualized program of physical, emotional, spiritual, and practical care so your loved one is comfortable and not in pain. At Mary T. Hospice, we understand that choosing the right hospice care provider can be overwhelming, but we're here to assist you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for cloudy skies tonight with a low around 39, Friday partly sunny with a high near 57, and Saturday partly sunny with a high around 68. Mavericks Real Roast Beef in Roseville sets the standard for savory satisfaction. Experience the perfection of their Philly steak, turkey bacon, avocado, and more. Elevate your meal with freshly fried fries or onion rings. Visit mavericksbeef.com or visit them off Lexington and Roseville. Mavericks Real Roast Beef.
Hi, I'm Jane Fonda, and you're listening to Native Roots Radio.
And we're back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
This portion of the show is supported by Native American Community Clinic on Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis, honoring health and tradition.
Hey, yes, they do. Hey, I am really, really excited to have Rhiana, Yazzie, and Amber Ball on, and we're going to be talking about the nut, the hermit, the crow, and the monk, and it sounds kind of like my dating schedule in high school. But hey, great to see you guys. And Rhiana, you're on mute right now, so if you could unmute yourself, and then it won't be a puppet show. Yeah, right. Good radio. Hey, welcome you guys. And I just want to, before we get involved in this, Rhiana, I want to just give you a big shout out for Dark Winds. I see that another great season. You wrote, I think it was the second one or the first episode this year, and great job as always. And I always have to slow-mo my credits when I'm watching and go, I know her. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to see you. Good to be here. Thanks for having us on. We're excited to talk about our play that we're opening on the 16th over at New Native Theater. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. And you are directing. Both you guys are co-directing this. Amber, welcome to Native Roots Radio. I believe this is the first time I've met you, but I am 64 years old, so we could have met, and I've totally forgotten because I'm old, so welcome you guys. Hey, I'm totally excited. I want to tell everyone a couple times as we're talking where this is and how they can get tickets, and just run a commercial, so to speak. But again, happy 50th anniversary to New Native Theater. And did you catch 15. That, Rhiana? I didn't put the New Native Theater in there
not 50th, just 15.
No, 15.
Yeah. Eventually we'll be 50th, but not quite yet. We're still in our teens.
Yeah, I won't be around for the 50th, I'm sure. Well, if I am.
Well, you never know. It could be a bionic pilot. That's what could happen.
Let's talk a little bit about the play here, and I see some postings circulating, and looks like you have a big stand-up line of actors in your play again. Really excited to see this one. Let's talk a little bit about Amber. Why don't you jump in and talk a little bit about the play and the whole process here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rhiana invited me on as a co-director. This amazing show that she's written. It follows two siblings, played by Nathaniel Two Bears and Elena Yazzie. So in it, you'll kind of see like fun family dynamics, functions, dysfunctions, and obviously with Rhiana writing, there's just a lot of good comedy and slapstick moments in it.
That's awesome. And I got to remind everybody that listens to the show that Nathaniel is Ho-Chunk, so we just want to give a big shout out to our Ho-Chunk brother, Hoa.
Oh, wow.
Right on, Haley. Right on. Yeah. So, okay, cool. So what's the process here? You get the actors, they try out, and then now we're working hard on blocking and talk about the process here.
Yeah, so at New Native Theater, we usually produce 2 to 3 full plays a year, and so we did auditions way back in January and February, and we had such an amazing array of beautiful talent all over the nation who came out to audition, and we held our auditions on Zoom, so that way we can get as many people as possible. And we ended up finding all of our cast right here in Minnesota. And Nathaniel Two Bears, he plays Broder, who's one of the main characters. And then we found Elena Yazzie, no relation to me. Everyone knows that Yazzie is quite a common Navajo name. And she's playing Shade, which means older sister in Navajo. And so then we cast the full play, and then we began rehearsals on March 10th. And what we like to do that very first week is called table work. And so basically that's like reading the play over and over, going scene by scene, having everybody just understand what's happening, what does it mean, what are the metaphors, you sort of like text analyze. And then the following week, we started in-person rehearsal. And New Native Theater is housed over at the Division of Indian Work on Lake Street, and so we love that building because then we can use the basement, the Dakota Lodge, for our rehearsals. And so then we rehearsed there for about 2.5 weeks, and now we're here at Gremlin Theater. This is why Amber has got these rainbows. And we're here, and we've been rehearsing here since March 1st. April 1st, March 30th. And and so we're just, putting the whole thing together. Now we've got lights and sound, and we still got till Wednesday before we have our very first public performance. And so, we're just perfecting things, looking at the acting, and then official opening night is Friday, April 18th. So those first 2 days, April 16th and 17th, we're still kind of like making tweaks. And if anybody comes to the show those nights, audience members can kind of give us feedback and sort of help us to really fine tune. And then for official opening on April 18th, it'll be all done. And then we run until May 4th.
That's awesome. And in that theater specifically, you can almost touch the actors, and that's what I really like about it.
That's the thing about theater. Please do not touch the actors, though.
Right. Almost. Well, I was dancing with a couple over at some of the plays there, but because I was in the front row, I got to get right involved.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they tried to kick you out of the theater. I remember that. Yeah. But we made sure they didn't kick you out.
Right. I played the junior elder card. Oh, wow.
Baby elder.
Baby elder thing. Thank you. That's what I meant. Amber, so how's this experience with New Native Theater, and especially with Rhiana here, because this whole organization that she's had with classes, and we can talk a little bit about that in a little bit, but just to really riling up the Native theater here in the Twin Cities, and really nationally renowned.
No, it is so special. And when I first met Rhiana too, that's really what she's kind of been to me. This amazing relationship is a mentor. And it's so amazing to find mentors in this field, and especially for directing. So that experience of just being able to learn, meet this amazing cast crew they have over at New Native Theater, it's been so enriching. And I'm so excited for people to see the show and then just come experience all the fun that we've been creating here together.
Exactly. And Rhiana, people need to get tickets right away because you sell out, and we have to talk about that.
Yeah, we do sell out. And but I want to encourage people, like, if it's last minute, please we always love to try to get you in, so yeah, come on down.
Yeah, the Gremlin
Like
Theater.
turning people away, you know. And I think especially like closing weekend, we often like are, you know, just packed to the gills. So like you can definitely come. And also it just really is so wonderful for the actors to have full houses in the beginning of the run, you know. Because I know that sometimes we, you know, we can run on Indian time and be like, oh, I'll see that play. It runs for 3 weeks. And then and then you're like, oh shoot, I can't get any tickets. So yeah, come. I encourage people, come the first week, come the last week, come the second week. And then you can, because some people like to be like, oh yes, the first week you know, it was like this, and now that third week was like that. But
No,
really it shouldn't change. It's just, you know, everyone just gets super comfy, you know, but it's great.
Well, it does change a little bit, Amber, doesn't it change a little bit because you vibe off the audience too, and there's different audiences?
That is what's so special about theater too, because in its own way, it can be different from night to night based off of vibes and energy. But if anything, that's probably just hopefully for more fun in the show.
Yeah, that's cool. And I'll be wearing my ribbon shirt, so to go along with all those people wearing their ribbon skirts. So, wow, I'll be decked out myself. Haley, are you going to go too? I know you've gone in the past.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Always gotta come support, especially in St. Paul too, all closed.
Yeah. The capital city here in Minnesota. Just to let we're on 30 other stations across the country. I just got to let everybody know that too. That's why I gave it like a big shout out to you, Rhiana, because of Dark Winds, that national show that's just in a third season. That's just amazing. And I get to say I know you when people talk about Dark Winds.
Aw, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of my own personal, you know, every writer, but yeah, you know, just growing, being one of the few Navajo writers on that show. So much of it, you know, came from my lived experience. So, not all of it, clearly. I hope not.
Which character are you?
You do not want that to be your lived experience.
Wait a minute. Were you the police officer that became?
No spoilers, Robert.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so let's talk some more. Let's switch gears just for a minute here because we got a minute left in this segment. I want you to talk a little bit, Rhiana, about the classes that you New Native Theater does do, if that's a sentence. Does
We does do theater classes. And we've done acting classes, directing classes. We've even done a class, public speaking for Native professionals. And also we always have apprentice opportunities. So if somebody is interested in a part of doing theater, like for instance, the lights, the sound, being, you know, a stage manager, there's always a paid apprenticeship available. So so people can just reach out to us. And also, we have so many talented carpenters in our community. So we also really are looking for some fantastic carpenters. You know, we worked on this show with Brandon Cisneros, who's a fantastic Ojibwe carpenter. But yeah, there's always opportunities. Just reach out if you're interested in any part of doing theater.
Hey, I know you guys got to get going, but we're going to grab you for a quick another segment here, and then you guys can make like a tree and leaf. But we're here with Rhiana, Yazzie, and Amber Paul, and we're talking about New Native Theater, the Nut, the Hermit, the Crow, and the Monk at the Gremlin Theater. We'll be right back. This is Native Roots Radio.
Support for Native Roots Radio comes from the Walker Art Center, an art space that's more than the spoon and cherry. Galleries celebrate contemporary visual art, including Indigenous artists like Edgar Heap Birds, Cheyenne and Arapaho Nation, and Jim Demini, Ojibwe. Additionally, films screen in the cinema, and performances are shown on stage. Free every Thursday night and free every day for members and citizens of tribal nations. Learn more at walkerart.org. Again, that's walkerart.org.
J&S Bean Factory is a native-owned, community-supported, cozy, artsy coffee shop which offers roasted on-site beans, live music, and baked goods. Relax in the beautiful outside patio. City Pages writes, voted top 10 coffee shops. Tucked into a quiet corner of St. Paul's Highland Park neighborhood, this coffee shop roasts beans on-site from the best coffee-growing countries in the world. Located at 1518 Randolph Avenue, St. Paul. The good stuff.
Warmer weather means construction season is back, and that means changes on the roads. Starting soon, expect lane reductions, ramp closures, and significant delays on Interstate 94 between 35W and Huron Boulevard in Minneapolis. These changes could add time to your commute, so plan ahead or find your best alternate route. Stay informed and check for real-time traffic updates at 511mn.org. Again, that's 511mn.org.
Summer is fast approaching. How will your teens spend their days? Reconnecting Our Roots is a unique opportunity for Native American teenagers from the Twin Cities area. Students will engage in cultural activities and learn about Native histories rooted through Minnesota Makoche in a welcoming environment. The summer session runs July 14th through the 18th at the Minnesota History Center, and a stipend is available for those who attend each day. Learn more and apply now at mnhs.org/NEI. Welcome back to Native Roots Radio presents I'm Awake, and this is Robert Pilot.
In this portion of the show, we like to bring awareness to our Minnesota wolf population. Say no to the hunts.
Oh! I didn't hear Amber or Rhiana howl. Oh, they're on mute. They're laughing away on mute there. This is yeah, not good radio when you're muted.
That was my
No problem. Hey, there's a couple questions I want to get out there too, because I just get all excited. You know, I get I'm talking to famous people here, and you know how I get, Rhiana. I'm like all excited to talk to you guys. So I want to. How can people get tickets? And again, the time of the performances.
You can get tickets by going to brownpapertickets.org. And you can also go to our website, newnativetheater.org. And we spell theater the bougie native way with a R-E at the end, theatre, as opposed to theater, E-R at the end. So that's New Native Theater, THEATRE.org. So you can get tickets there. Brown Paper Tickets is a service. So like if you Google New Native Theater, The Nut, the Hermit, it'll come on up. But the whole play name is The Nut, the Hermit, the Monk, and the Nut, the Hermit, the Crow, and the Monk.
Wow.
You can get tickets that way. You can also get tickets by calling Brown Paper Tickets. And you can also send us an email. We also have group tickets. So we're actually hoping that many Native orgs will bring their constituents and bring their staff. And in fact, we have an org that's sold out April 17th because they just were bringing all their families and all of their staff to come see the show. And yeah, we encourage people to do that because the funnest is when, all the Native jokes, when everybody gets all the Native jokes. And, and this is just a really beautiful, fun play. It's very comedic, and we've got shadow puppetry, and we also have a lot of Pink Floyd music in it.
Well, that's from my high school days, and I do mean high school. Oh, thank you, Haley.
I got that.
Haley laughed at that. Thank you, Haley.
High school.
So Amber Ball, talk a little bit about the other people that are in the play and kind of what their characters are.
Yes, we have an amazing cast ensemble. So we have our amazing actor Charlie, who's going to be playing Mater, the mother of the show. She's also going to be doing some amazing puppetry work with the hilarious cat that you will see. We also have Thomas, who's going to be playing the role of Uncle. So you can expect some good old Uncle shenanigans in the play. And then who else do we have? We also have our amazing Niche. She's going to be playing this assortment of characters. So I would say come for Niche and see how Niche transforms into so many running characters. There's so many good jokes and so many amazing things that this cast has put together, and it's truly an amazing, talented ensemble.
And again, what time are the performances? So somebody that works, I don't work, I just have a radio show, but so I can just fall out and
Some
meander
of us
over.
got it real easy, huh, Robert?
Oh, I'm a baby elder. I've retired from teaching. You know, my hobby is to try to pronounce words correctly
It's
on
that
a daily
it's
basis.
that Ho Chunk accent.
Oh, wow.
Well, the play, it runs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. And then we have a matinee every Sunday at 2 p.m. And that, again, that's April 16th through May 4th.
Exactly. And I know you have to get going back to rehearsal here, but do you have any last minute things that you'd like to say and give us a shout out here?
Oh, well, yeah, Amber. She's just the most amazing artist from Portland, visual artist, playwright, Da Vinci Code breaker, Da Vinci Code maker. Amber is really such a fantastic artist that everybody in the Pacific Northwest should be like, hey, Amber. Amber is going to be starting a festival in November in PDX. That's what they say locally, right? Yeah. The PNW, Pacific Northwest. PDX. But yeah, it's just been really wonderful to work with her. Like we're both Capricorns, and we have the other half of each brain. So this is a very good directing partnership, and I am sure there will be more from the Yazzie Ball camp eventually.
Wow. I got to get that T-shirt, Yazzie Ball.
It's like Yahtzee.
No doubt. Say, Amber, can you tell me just a little bit about your the tribe that you are with? I don't think I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I don't get out of my 7-state area here.
So I'm a citizen of the Confederated Tribes of Siletz Indians. We're based in Oregon on the coast. Some people laugh because I call it the Shire, but we all have such a beautiful green space. We're close to the ocean. And it's one of the places that I love, and I love our people. So shout out Siletz if you're listening.
Hey, again, I know you guys got to get going. We were talking about The Nut, The Hermit, The Crow, and The Monk, written and co-directed by our own Rhiana Yazzie, and Amber Ball is also co-directing this. And we'll see you out there. I'll be sneaking in there. I'll bring my own folding chair because I'll go to one of those sold out nights. Oh, wow.
Yeah, actually, that's a great plan. If you think it's going to be sold out, bring your folding chair, and we'll get you in. That's the best solution. Yes, it's sold out. Just bring your folding chair.
Bring your powwow chair and blanket.
Yeah, powwow chair. Yes. And bring a blanket.
All right. Hey, great to see you guys, and I'll see you that run. And Haley and I will be talking it up for the next couple of weeks here, as we always talk about what's going on in the cities, and we'll be right on talking about you and this great play, because it's always quality and it's always fun, and great job. And again, congratulations on not 50, 15 years.
On our way. Thanks.
All right.
Kurt. Thank you so much. Take care, Haley. Bye.
You too.
Right,
See you
we'll see ya.
guys.
Awesome. Well, that was fun. And
They're
I can't wait.
awesome. I love Capricorns now that I see them together.
Yazzie Ball.
The Yazzie Ball does do.
Yeah, well, that was right.
Same.
So, well, that's cool. We got a couple minutes, and I know one of the things I wanted to talk to you about early on was, can you tell our audience a little bit about, we were talking about the full moon ceremony, and talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So full moon ceremonies, these are for our female relatives, female identifying relatives. Full moon ceremonies are just kind of a time to connect with mother or grandmother moon, we call her. And to, it's, like women, we get our menstrual cycles monthly. We kind of go with phases of the moon. So we honor and respect that. I know American Indian Family Center is doing their full moon at the Afton Bellwyn Conservancy tonight. That starts at 6 in a bit here in a few minutes. Otherwise, NAC, Native American Community Clinic, is doing theirs tomorrow at the Little Earth Gym. I think 7:45 was that start time in Minneapolis.
Well, you know what, too? We're winding down the show, and I can't wait until tomorrow when we do another Ho-Chunk word.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to do Ho-Chunk word of the day. We're going to have Senator Mary Kunesh back on for her weekly update and a couple other things.
Yeah, I think we're going to have Governor Tony Evers of Wisconsin with his weekly update, too, somewhere in that show, right?
We sure do have that. It's a good one this week.
So I just want to say, if you're listening to this show, you are part of the resistance from Chief Plenty Coops, the ground on which we stand on. It's sacred ground. It's the blood of our ancestors. We need to resist, divest, join a group, run for office. We're still here. We are the 7th generation.
The city of Minneapolis is now on Native Roots Radio with Minneapolis Air.